The following is a special live presentation of Eastlink Community TV in association with Tennis Nova Scotia. This is the Gallagher Nova Scotia Open presented by Eastlink.
It is Labor Day weekend here in Halifax, which means it is time for the conclusion of the Gallagher Nova Scotia Open presented by Eastlink. It is the 115th edition here of the tournament at the Wagwaltic Club in Halifax, a club of history, tradition, and excellence, and hopefully we see a little bit more of that today. At 6 p.m. we have the men's singles open division final against Danilo Veramachuk, who's looking for his second straight title, against the newcomer Kieran Miner, looking for his first. But right now at 4 p.m. in just a few minutes, we have Meghna Anand looking for her third straight title, taking on a very familiar foe in Paige Ramsey, who's looking to claim her first in the women's singles open division. But for the call of the match, we'll send you up to the broadcaster's booth. It is Bruce Rainey and Colleen Jones.
Six-time national champ in curling, two-time world champ. She also knows a ton about tennis. Good to be back with you.
Love this game. And boy, these two players, they know each other well.
Singles meeting number 42.
First
career,
started
right?
playing against each other as 10-year-olds, and they won the doubles together.
Yeah.
And Meghna's won mixed doubles this year with Phil Anderson. She's having an incredible tournament.
Remember when we were 10?
Don't.
No.
But, you know, I'm sure,
Somebody
we were
does.
great. Yeah.
Let's size this one up for you here. The number one seed is Meghna Anand, her fourth straight Nova Scotia Open final, looking for a third straight title. What do you like about her game?
Everything. She's really great she's a wonderful server. When we watched her last year, amazing baseline game, and she's got all of the at net as well. She's tall, she's lean, she's fast. She's just a really, really great player.
The pride of Truro, Nova Scotia, looking for a three-peat. She spoke to us earlier.
Week, I guess. Not that many matches, just doubles and mixed doubles, singles, but I had a pretty good semifinals, like good match against Sophie Hayek. It was a nice match, but yeah, basically do the same thing I've been doing this whole week.
And what part of Paige's game are you looking to take advantage of?
Well, she likes hitting with Paige, she likes rallying, so like I know her really well, like we're doubles partners, we played doubles all the time, so like I know she doesn't really like the net, so I'll be bringing her to the net a lot, slicing and changing the rhythm.
Thanks for your time, good luck.
Thank you.
Colleen, her fourth straight appearance here in a final, that has to help, doesn't it, knowing what's ahead?
When you know you've won this before, it's not trying to win it for the first time, and you know you've done it before, and you know what the nerves feel like, and you know the energy you've got to bring, and you know how you have to be always thinking on the court. So she's got all of that. I liked what she said about knowing Paige's game so well and what she has to do to make sure she gets Paige off the baseline and into the net.
Which leads us to the number two seed. Her name is Paige Ramsey from Halifax, Nova Scotia. Great young player. These are two 17-year-olds going head-to-head here. You've watched Paige a lot of this week, too. What does she bring to the court?
I like Paige's strength from the baseline. I also like her grit. She competes really well. She's not the kind of player that if she gets down in a match, she's going to just, full tent. She keeps fighting. She took a couple of years off of tennis. She's at CPL in high school, and she did volleyball and things like that. And now she's back playing a lot. And she's just a strong player. Comes from a big tennis family.
She is indeed. She knows her opponent really well today, too, Meghna Anand. They're doubles players. Here is Paige Ramsey.
Meghna has always been an excellent player. I've played her throughout the years. She's always been super strong. She's a hard hitter, very impressive to watch. She tries for every ball. Super tough match I have coming up.
It's been a long week for you. 7 matches now in 6 days. How are you feeling physically and mentally?
I'm feeling pretty good right now. During the summer, we have pretty tough training schedules, so it's pretty similar to what we train. So I would say I'm feeling pretty good. I'm ready to play.
Thanks for your time. Good luck.
Thank you.
Colleen, this is her first ever Nova Scotia Open women's final. She told me yesterday she's going to be nervous. What should she do to battle that?
I think every athlete is nervous before a match, whether you've been here or not. She has such respect for Meghna's game. And she's beaten her this year once, so that bodes well for her confidence. She has to just stay in every moment. Forget the past if something doesn't go your way, and focus on the here and now and the point you're playing, rather than thinking about, I really want to win the Nova Scotia Open. Once you start thinking that, you're kind of splitting your focus too much. You can't think about winning. You can't think about outcome. You just play the moment and the point at the time.
Advice there from a two-time world champ. That sounds good. We're to have fun today here. Bruce Rainey, Colleen Jones with the 2024 Gallagher Nova Scotia Open, the 115th edition of this Nova Scotia staple. First serve coming up after a quick break.
This is Eastlink Community TV, the Maritime's #1 sports channel.
Join Eastlink on the field for some exciting Nova Scotia high school football.
Time fires complete to the end zone.
Eastlink Community TV is the home of Nova Scotia high school sports.
The Titans have won.
School Sport Nova Scotia high school football. Monday, September 9th. CEC versus Bayview at 7 p.m. Available to Eastlink video customers. We're mere moments away from the first serve here in the women's final of the Gallagher Nova Scotia Open, presented by Eastlink. To the broadcast booth we go. Here's Bruce Rainey and Colleen Jones.
Troy, what a day here in South End, Halifax. 23 degrees, light winds. Meghna Anand, the two-time defending champion. She is on your left. Paige Ramsey playing in her first Nova Scotia Open women's final. She is on your right. They have played 41 times in their life, singles, one-on-one. Anand has a record of 37-4. That is deceiving, though, lately, isn't it?
Bit lopsided, to say the least. Those are including matches from way
they were
back.
8, 9 years
They've
old,
had
right.
some great battles this year. May I say those scenics off the top of the Northwest Arm and the Wegwalda Club were absolutely paradise.
We have isolated a few match keys today, and here they are. We think this will lead to a winner. Get to the backhand. Both players like to hit that forehand, especially Anand. If Ramsey can find a way to comfortably get to her backhand side, she'll have a great shot. First serve percentage, Colleen, 3 points are nice. If you get a good hard first serve and take them, right?
Take them anytime.
And you heard Meghna off the top say, you know, both these players like to stay back, mix up and change up the rhythm, right?
We'll see if she changes up the rhythm. You know, that's always the game plan going in, and then if Paige is hitting them deep, it's hard to change the rhythm sometimes. So, and for Paige, just getting over the nerves of this being her first Open final and not letting that get in her head. Just keep playing the way she's playing. Probably playing in the doubles final helped a little bit as well.
Stephanie Reedy has just a great pedigree as an umpire. She has umpired at some of the biggest tournaments in the world and loves coming home to do this one in Nova Scotia. So in your career as a championship curler, did you have somebody you were trying to chase down and deal with the frustration of trying to reel that person in?
Yeah, it's hard to reel them in sometimes, and it always takes you to have some epiphanies after hard losses to say, what do I learn from that? Where were my mistakes? Both games, curling and tennis, are a game of strategy, and you're out there by yourself. In curling, you've got teammates, but yet when you're throwing, you're all by yourself and dealing with that pressure of the moment. So just, I was always chasing everybody. I felt like I was an underdog all my life playing, that everybody was my equal, and you're always looking for that little moment when you're seeing you've got the opportunity to take the game right then and there. And that's when your guts and your nerves have to behave as well, so you can make a magical shot, whether it's curling or in tennis.
And that's Paige Ramsey today. She is going for that first title. There's Meghna. She is from Truro. A couple of years back became the youngest ever to win the Nova Scotia Open women's title. She was just over 15 years old at the time. She won at age 15, at age 16. Now she's 17. Paige Ramsey is 17. You think the future of the sport's in good hands?
Very good hands.
I would say.
Yeah, and at the Canadian this year for the under 18, she dropped her first match, but she wound up winning the consolation event there, and that has to give her a lot of confidence. She's got a lot of poise. She doesn't play like a 17-year-old. Like, she doesn't get upset or angry, which is easy to do in tennis.
All right, so Paige Ramsey's going to start things off, the 2024 Gallagher Nova Scotia Open Women's Final. That ball was wide. Interesting, Colleen. Speaking to Paige yesterday, she says she's playing the best she ever has. Her game's in great shape, except for the serve.
And the serve's kind of an important part of the game, but it is so technical sometimes that when you overthink what you're doing during the serve. Again, overthinking in sport, you got to let your body just flow after a while.
That one was just wide.
30-15.
You see Anand just waiting to tee off on forehand. She's missed a couple here, but she wants that shot every time she can get it.
She loves the lines, and she usually finds them well. But when you're wide, it doesn't take a lot.
First little gift of the match to Paige Ramsey, 30 all here.
40-15.
Excuse me, 40-15.
I'm teaching my grandson, who's 6, Nay, how to keep score in tennis, and I'll tell you, he doesn't get it at all.
There's a learning curve there for sure, yeah. You would think it would favor Paige to get an easy service game in here early, get the one-love lead, and just settle in, right?
Absolutely. You don't want to drop a service game ever, but especially in your first Open final, find your rhythm. Don't fall behind to have to climb up a big mountain.
And she does. Paige Ramsey, the opening service hold. She leads 1-0 in this women's final.
Love the early confidence that we're seeing from both players, but this being Paige's first time in the Open final, to see her come out, you know, ready to play.
Here's how each player made it to this women's final. Anand had to bye in the round of 16, as did Paige Ramsey. Straight set win in the quarters for Anand, and then a 3-set win in the semis over a very tough Sophie Hayek. Paige Ramsey had a 3-set win in the quarters and then a straight set win in the semis.
I saw that win over Sophie Hayek, and it was a barn burner. In the second set, Sophie just dominated. It was a swirling, devilish wind, and they were playing at night, and it was cold and damp, and the ball was heavy. So that might have, that definitely worked for Sophie's advantage, but Meghna pulled it out at the end. But it was nip and tuck to watch them battle that wind.
So that's 4 errors off of the forehand side here early from Anand as she tries to find her sweet spot. Couple wide, one into the net, and one long now. So lost her footing a bit there. 15 all.
Roll it to the net. Up here.
You mentioned the chair umpire, and it's really nice for them to play under this circumstance of, you know, very professionally done, not having to worry that much about the calls themselves. And
another forehand error from Anand.
30-15.
well out.
You can hear the chair umpire too trying to coach a couple of really young ball kids. Early on here, roll the ball to the net and then toss it to the player. 30-15. My apologies, 15-30.
It's complicated, Bruce.
Well, you messed me up with talking about your grandson.
Now that I've told you, it's hard when you're trying to explain it to a 6-year-old. Bruce's last tennis event to call was, of course, the Olympic gold medal with Djokovic
40-15.
playing.
Alcaraz, yeah.
What a moment that was.
That was so fast it was hard to keep up to the score, actually. They were Good serve. I think that painted the corner.
Game and on.
I don't think it's the game in end.
Oh, sorry.
It's 30-40.
Sorry. 40-30.
See, we're all having trouble.
Now
with
you
this.
see now.
You feel better.
I think
And I
it's,
see she's got a notepad there.
I think it's 30-42.
30.
Juice.
We can all reset here at deuce. We know it's deuce
Okay.
now, and we'll be able to carry this one home. You see the power on Meghna Anand's serve, and that first serve percentage, if it's high, she'll get some free points. But so far, that's been a struggle as well here. So getting the forehand proves elusive, and break point here for Paige Ramsey to go up 2-love.
And that forehand is definitely Meghna's strength as a rule, as is her first serve.
Some good deep hitting by both players.
Really nice.
Juice.
Anand saves the break point and back to deuce.
And I think it's important that Paige keep giving her back those deep balls, because as we heard in the opening in Troy's conversation with Meghna, that she wants to get Paige to the net. She thinks that's her weakness, having played her so many times and playing in doubles. They know each other's game really well, but they haven't had the opportunity because these balls are deep.
The backhand is pulled wide.
Advantage and on.
Advantage Meghna.
Look at how far back Paige even stands for the serve. It's
Even for a second serve here, yeah.
Game and on.
Ball sails just long and game for Meghna Anand. 1-1 here in the first set. Got a sense there late in that
One
game
game
that both
all.
players, I think, are settled in now.
They are settled, and it looked like Meghna at the top of this when this game started, that just she was even feeling the pressure of trying to win 3 in a row, right? That there's nerves no matter where you're at, and then once you settle into just the comfort of hitting the ball and the rhythm, once you find your rhythm, I think it's so much more comfortable.
1-1 here. Last woman to win 3 in a row, by the way, was Marenka Nell.
Oh, yes.
Yep, 2009 to 2011.
And then she came back and won some more.
Yeah, she's a resilient tennis player.
Yeah. She's at the Canadian seniors. I think they're being played out in Toronto.
I think
right
she's
now.
playing for 5th overall in the country, if I'm
Yeah.
not mistaken.
Her impact on women's tennis overall, especially what she's doing with the wheelchair program. But her impact when she came to Nova Scotia and moved here, she just brought everybody's game up with her sheer athleticism and power. I think it gave everybody something to aspire to, and that she was winning as an older athlete here. You know, we're often seeing the women drop out when they're in their 20s to 30 age as they're developing their careers in university education. Marika is one of those people that shows it's all possible. Play for life.
Play well.
Nice deep ball. Oh.
I'll tell you, both of these young women can retrieve. They're in
Yes.
great shape, and boy, they get to everything.
Yeah.
Love 30.
And that was an example of how Meghna said she knows Paige doesn't like to come to the net. That was a beautiful rally, though.
It was, and it's like you said, it's tough to change pace when the ball's coming at you so deep. There's not much you can do except get it back.
Anytime I approach the net, not that I play a lot, I just want to back right back up to that baseline every time. Just get me back there. Wooden hands.
Little danger zone here for Paige Ramsey on her serve. Love 30. Game 3. That's a good point.
Beautiful. And you need it. Like, talk about calling up a point that you need.
15-30.
Dictating with the forehand.
She did not want to fall behind Love 40 there. That showed the kind of grit she's got, though, that she's a real competitor. She fights for every point. And that can't be taught.
Boy, we talked about the Meghna Anand forehand off the top, but here Paige Ramsey down love 30 has hit a couple of
30-all.
forehand rippers. Three straight points now for Ramsey as she claws back in this key third game.
Good clawing back.
40-30.
Again, this is incredible poise and grit from somebody who's playing their first Open final. She's just she's very much in the rhythm. And
After this point, I'll tell you what she told me that she does to stay calm. You're going to love this.
okay. She'll need calm now.
So Anand right in on top of the baseline here to receive this second serve. This will be aggressive.
Juice.
Good call, Colleen. It was
Okay.
indeed long. Paige Ramsey going into grade 12 at Charles P. Allen High School, and Meghna Anand going into 12 in Truro at Cobequid Education Center.
She plays at the Cougar Dome in Truro. Mark White has been coaching Meghna.
Good coach.
He's lovely, yeah.
And Danilo Veremichuk, who you'll see later in the men's final, is the coach of Paige Ramsey right now, and she speaks very highly of what he's done for her game.
I'm sure, yeah. Mark White's a very positive coach all the time. Like and even how he can explain how to do a correction is, I've watched him on the court a lot. It's he's a teacher by profession, and everything's clear. Oops.
Oh, good points. So I promised to tell you this. Paige says that when she's nervous, and she said she would be in this match, she sings songs in her head. And I said, what are you saying? I expected to hear Taylor Swift, Lady Gaga,
Yeah.
ABBA.
Oh, nice.
Voulez-vous, Money, 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 and Super Trooper.
Oh, good.
That's our era.
That is.
Yeah,
She's an old soul.
she is.
I used to hum in curling, hum all the time.
You were humming Springsteen, though, weren't you?
I was,
Yeah.
but still, humming, something about humming worked for me.
And that forehand sail's a bit long. Back to deuce. This service game has been a scrap here for Paige Ramsey.
Yes. And scrappy, I think, might be the word of the whole final. Beautiful conditions today, though. Wind is low.
Yeah, and it's not scorching hot either. So
Yeah.
there's that forehand side. Again, failing Anand. Another game point opportunity here for Paige Ramsey.
Game Ramsey.
Forehand error, Anand. The story here so far early in the first set. 2-1 on serve.
Good hold and a quick
Ramsey
comeback
leads
in that.
2-1. First set.
So Paige Ramsey says that she'd like to continue to play tennis, but that her number one priority moving forward is going to be schooling. Both her parents are in the pharmacy trade, and she'd like to get into the sciences and medicine, and hopefully tennis will be a part of that, but school is going to be the number one priority.
Yeah, well, my son Luke Saunders went down to University of Tennessee at Chattanooga, and you still get a fine education. It's a lot of tennis you're playing when you're on that circuit. But you really, even the Canadian University program has grown a lot as well. So I think my advice would be to keep balance in your life, and tennis will help bring balance to your stressful school life, you know.
So Anand says she wants to play D1 University somewhere in the NCAA, and also probably study sciences. She's not sure yet. But these are both super kids with great marks and great personalities. And
I will say my experience with the NCAA was nothing but positive. They've got tutors there, cookies and milk at the same time. You know, your practice schedule's a lot, and you play every Friday, Saturday, Sunday. But you're supported well. So, you know, so there's that. And I think trying to find how you juggle it all, the sooner, and they've been used to juggling. High school's not easy either with a tennis career. I think the sooner you learn the discipline of the juggle, the better off you are. We're all just juggling as fast as we can.
just wide as Anand serves here at 1-2. That ball was just wide.
It's nice on the clay where you can see the marks too. Or not clay, but close to clay.
Soft court.
Yeah, soft
Yep.
court. they right now look like two players who
30 love.
do know each other's games well and have played a lot and practiced a lot together.
No question. And these tennis balls are being hit with authority here. Deep, a lot of spin.
Yeah.
Hard to win a point. There's what she can do on the serve.
Well, yeah.
And those freebies are nice in a match.
Wouldn't they be? Yes. So,
That's what I've heard.
yeah, I just think people should practice serving a lot more. When you watch a tennis lesson, you know, serving's always the last thing at the lesson. I think you should bump
Game
that
and
up to number one.
It's like basketball and free throw shooting.
Right,
They
you
always
better
throw
be able
that
to
in
do
at the
that,
end.
yeah.
All right, we're 2-2 on serve here. First
Two
set.
games all.
That was
And
a
this
fast
one,
game.
yeah, settling in. That was a very comfortable service hold. Paige Ramsey says that her coach, Danilo Veremichuk, more than anything has helped her figure out things during a match, and we'll explain that in a second here. So you figure out what your opponent's doing, you figure out what you're doing well or not, and to be able to change on the fly on your own is huge in this sport.
Huge, and you just heard Carlos Alcaraz after his early exit from the U.S. Open talk about the fact that he couldn't figure out what he was supposed to be doing. He couldn't see what he was doing wrong, and it's hard to believe that that guy's, you know, the king.
15 love.
Then Novak Djokovic loses last night, and he says the opposite. He said, I tried a fast game, I tried a slow game, I tried to lob, I tried to splice, he threw the whole, you know.
Kitchen sink.
Yeah, the kitchen sink in as he tried to turn that game around. But sometimes it just doesn't, sometimes it doesn't work. But it's funny that even the very best are trying to figure out how do you pivot at the moment you've got to pivot to do something differently.
And this is a sport where you got to be able to do that.
But sometimes you just don't see the forest through the trees. You're so into that
15 all.
game plan that you came out with.
There's a double fault from Ramsey, 15 all now. Remember, she said her serve was the one trouble area coming in. So far, it's been solid. Tried to go down the line with that forehand and nets it.
30-15.
Ramsey right now serving at 35% on first serve, which is something she's got to, I mean, she's held twice, but they've been tough holds. That's a good forehand.
Beautiful.
We talked, Colleen, about constructing a point. She floated a forehand with a
30 all.
lot of spin to the Ramsey back and then got one she could just
Right.
crush.
Yeah.
Second winner there from Meghna Anand. And that one was a definitive forehand.
And you know, it's what she alluded to in the pre-match discussion about just trying to find a way to throw some
Few wrinkles here
wrinkles.
and there, right?
Exactly.
Boy, that was another good forehand from Anand that pushed Ramsey back.
Way back.
30-40.
So for the second straight service game, Ramsey's got to dig deep here and fight out of a hole. She's down a break point here.
Which way's the sun in her eyes when she's...
Juice.
Good response from Paige there.
That was the first serve she's been looking for, yeah. Deep to the backhand corner.
Good shot.
So there's two good first serves,
Excellent.
right? And then she needed them.
And a response when she sees the opening to go for the kill. That was a nice first serve.
So there's three big ones in a row.
Right.
Fights off the break point, holds, now 3-2 Ramsey.
Ramsey leads 3 games to 2. First set.
That's gonna up her first serve percentage.
And a bit of confidence too, I would think,
Absolutely.
to fight back in 2 straight service games. Let's go courtside to Troy with the tournament director.
Yeah, thank you very much, Bruce. Gareth Dowdle joining me at this time. And Gareth, we had a fun event going on before the women's match here, a showdown that is new to this year. Tell me what that is all about and why you wanted to get that going.
Basically, it's instead of the traditional scoring format, players just play for 8 minutes. They get 1 serve instead of 2, and it basically is just a really fun atmosphere. We had the music on, and it's just a way to showcase some of the players that we have in Nova Scotia and let everybody see how much talent we have.
Yeah, I heard the music going. I was like, that must be fun. How did the players enjoy it from your point of view up there on the chair?
Absolutely. The players came up to me afterwards and were talking about how great it was and how much they enjoyed it. So we can't wait to do more of these for sure.
Time.
Yeah, I was going to say, so definitely next year?
Oh, 100%.
All right, Garrett, thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Bruce?
Maybe you and I will play in it next year,
Why
Bruce.
not? Yeah, it'll speed
I did
things
love
along.
It.
Yeah.
I love that kind, in curling they introduced time clocks so you'd move along faster. So that whole idea of 1 serve, which you see a lot in NCAA, puts pressure on you to figure out the serve early. You don't get a second crack at it,
Speaking of figuring out serve, Paige Ramsey did in that game 3 big first serves to take the lead here, 3-2.
She stands well back to receive Meghna's serve.
Interesting, Colleen. Not a lot of winners yet from either player, and it's been a match so far of waiting for the other player to perhaps miss by just that little bit.
Well, when they are going for winners, they are missing by that little bit. They're just on the wrong. You can see the clay marks earlier, but just on the wrong side of the inch. Whatever that would be in metric. I love Paige's backhand.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Just hit the underside of the tape.
Paige was already on the run for it. She was expecting it to go over. That was a great point. Beautiful rally.
So the Ramsey sisters, Ava, Lily, and now Paige, all of them historically just would be out there forever chasing down everything. Tremendous endurance and
Yeah.
really good athletes.
Yeah, 3 sisters had all played tennis, and they started here at the Wegwalta Club years ago. Josh Shabinka had the 3 of them out there when they were just little. And then they played in an event on the Halifax Commons and loved it. So I think that's the idea of hooking the kids in this sport is, and now with the Sobeys Tennis Center, it's really increased court space. It used to be so tough in the wintertime to even find court time to play on between Northcliffe and the facility that was at out in Bears Lake, which is now, I think, a Happy Harry's. But you can still see the tennis court lines when you're there. Before that, it was in Burnside, an indoor facility. It was hard to get to.
Which also, I think, became a Happy Harry's.
I think
Yeah.
they're still out there. But with the new tennis facility out on Bedford Common, it's a beautiful facility. If you're interested in taking up the sport, they've got lots of lessons, group lessons to start with.
I'll tell you, Paige Ramsey playing a good point there, constructing it nicely,
15-30.
gets the short ball and puts away the forehand. Right here. So some early pressure here on a service game that Anand will face. These young women hitting the ball really hard.
Beautiful
and really
watch.
close to the baseline there. Depth is just superb to start this match.
This could be it. Oh,
No, Ramsey guessed right, but just misses.
overhit.
40-30.
So from 15-30 now to 40-30 as Anand claws back in her service game.
Beautiful.
Yeah, you see when that forehand's on, it's a
Weapon.
serious weapon. Yeah.
3 games all.
You heard Stephanie Reed. This one's as close as it can be after 6 games, 3 apiece on serve.
Grab that one too, please. Thanks.
Our stats guru Sam Miner pointing out that this is as close as it can be. Both players serving 50%, same numbers of unforced errors, same number of winners, and 31 minutes in to play 6 games.
So evenly matched.
It's like Paige Ramsey has found
50
something
left.
here on serve. That's 4 straight first serves if you go back to her last service game, and she's got some pace.
No.
30 love.
Well, that's big hitting.
Yeah, she was doing that backhand to Paige from her knees.
30-15.
Sails long, 30 all, and calling this game 7 of a set that's on serve. You see so many times that a player sneaks in a break and then the set's gone.
Right.
So Ramsey really has to focus here on these next 2 points.
Yeah. Good coaching there, Bruce. Focus on
Yeah. She's been big on serve when she's needed to be so far.
big point for her to
40-30.
win there.
There you go. 2 big points from Ramsey. She bears down on serve. 4-3 now in the first set.
Love how she's playing in her first final, just showing no signs of nerves. Has recovered well when she needs to, when she's got down love
Ramsey
30s.
leads 4-3.
See if the two-time defending champion starts to feel the squeeze.
You know, off the top, we thought this would be tight, and statistically, scoreboard-wise, and even to the eye, it's just neck and neck right
so
now.
Even.
Both players 17 years old, entering grade 12, one at CPL and one at CEC. They're a mean doubles team, so they know each other well.
That's the thing. They practice against each other sometimes. They play doubles together. They learn from each other. They know what each other's weaknesses are. Now, how do you exploit that at the right time, at the right moment, under the pressure?
Time.
Easier said than done.
One of these sets where Anand is chasing, in the sense that Ramsey started off on serve and she won her service game, so you're always having to win your service game to tie it up.
I always sort of think of tennis in a curling score. So right now, to me, she's 1 down.
Right.
She's got the hammer right now, but she's got it converted.
Right.
You know, I can't help but think about tennis that way. Oops, nice serve.
Yeah, that's a big
Handcuffed
first serve.
Page, yeah.
Sometimes that's that serve right down the middle to the body.
Right on.
Boy, oh boy. We talked about importance of first serve, Colleen. When Anand gets it in, she's winning 82% of her first service points. So just tells you how important that is to get that in.
Yeah, that one was long. But Paige doesn't come in for Meghna's second serve. She holds her position about 5 or 6 feet beyond the baseline. And that second serve doesn't have the same punch as the first serve, so she could, not that she needs to, she's ahead in this. She's 1 up.
That's right. Another forehand error from Anand as she went for a little too much there.
I think it's better to go for too much than not enough. You know, keep playing as aggressively and powerfully as you
that's
can.
your style, right?
Yeah, if you're going to miss a few, it's okay.
We mentioned Paige's family. Meghna has a beautiful family in Truro. Her dad, Munish, is a great character on the Nova Scotia tennis scene, well known. So supportive.
30-15.
It's not easy being a tennis parent because the kids are devastated after they lose, or they're working so hard and they often don't see the other person's working just as hard as you. And it's this age, anything under 20 needs to be navigated carefully by the parents, as for the coach, but just make sure you've got the right positive words at the right time.
That one was just wide, pulled wide. And this is a very interesting point in this first set. 30-all, and then serving at 3-4. This is where she has to bear down. catch the line? Think so. Yes.
I have to see the replay.
30-40.
Stephanie Reedy has told us that it indeed did. And
Yeah.
here is a, look at this. Actually,
Yeah,
well inside.
well in, yeah.
Inside. Break point opportunity now for Ramsey to go up 5-3 in the first set.
I feel tense. The big moment.
Boy, she's hung in there. Has an opportunity here.
Great serve.
I think that was off the line and off the frame. Bad bounce. And Paige Ramsey with the break of serve. 5-3 now. Set one.
Ball to the other side.
Colleen, you mentioned
Roll it
Meghna's
right
serve
there.
there. What a return by Ramsey
Please.
to get
Huge.
it back and deep.
Yep.
Deep.
Just get the
and
point
high.
started, yeah.
That's right. Yeah, don't overthink it sometimes. Just
Get it
get
back.
it between the lines. Yeah.
Bjorn Borg was once asked one time, how do you win so many matches? He goes, I hit the ball over the net one more time than my opponent. That's it? He said, that's it. Yeah.
Whole different game then, though, wasn't it? Wooden
That's true,
rackets
yeah.
and they were still great.
It's Paige Ramsey now serving for the first set in this women's final.
15 love.
Forehand misses. That's been a story here in the first set, which is, it's normally such a great weapon for Meghna Anand, her forehand.
Well, she's got to shake off what just happened on her serve. So, you know, sometimes you try too hard to get all the points back at once.
Anand now with 16 unforced errors. Many of those on the forehand side, and Ramsey 2 points away from the first set.
She's working her, Meghna, back and forth.
Boy, remarkable
There's
retrieval skills,
a lot
huh?
of running on that for Paige, especially, and good ball placement there from Meghna to kind of
30-15.
tire her out a little bit.
Kind of sends a message, though, that you're going to have to work that hard to get a point here today.
That's nice to see.
Yeah.
This is gorgeous.
Well, just
Who blinks first?
Clever stuff and a beautiful cross-court forehand by Anand.
Going for it and making it.
I think that was a 16-shot rally. And deep stuff here. So Ramsey was 2 points away from the first set. She still is. But now Anand 2 points away from a break. The break point now for Meghna Anand to get this first set back on serve.
Oh, this is a unique situation for Paige because it is, of course, for the set, but she's made the gutsy comebacks throughout this match so far when she's gotten herself into a hole.
So Meghna Anand way in now, right on top of the baseline to take this second serve. And it's a bit long. There's the double fault. And Meghna
Oh, what a
Anand
difference maker that can be.
breaks right back. And will serve at 4-5.
Ramsey leads 5 games to 4.
It can be tough to close out a set, can't
It
it?
can.
You guys have any balls?
Not at my level, but at other levels.
Your mind just, it starts to wander a bit, and you see the finish line, but you're not there. And
Yeah. And it's easy to say, don't think about outcome, just play, but you have to kind of just keep playing and not thinking about the score or where you're at too much.
so this is as tight as it could be for a set. When you were in really tight games, how did you keep your mind where it needed to be?
I mean, I had a lot of sports psychology to keep me sane and to stay in the moment and keep practicing in the moment. Now that's always a work in progress, but to just keep doing your breathing exercises as you're playing, giving yourself positive thoughts all the time, reminding yourself you're still in the lead, or that you're playing well. Give yourself positive words and don't beat yourself up. When you start saying you're playing like crap, you're going to start playing that way, right?
Yeah.
You need to stay really positive, and that's
A short memory is a good thing, isn't it, if you've made a mistake or two? Yeah.
Very good. And I was always reading books, on it from all of the different sports psychologists. Bob Rotella was one of my favorites. Golf is not a game of perfect.
Right.
And it's the same in curling and tennis. It's not a game of perfect. There's going to be mistakes. Expect the mistakes and then recover from them. Accept them, recover, and play again.
So as we mentioned, this first set now back on serve, and Anand looking to hold and tie it at 5.
Funny what I often see, even just watching this year's Nova Scotia Open, that sometimes there's a letdown after the person does win the first set. They seem to come out a little softer. Or they're like, okay, I got one set on my... Okay.
Anand would love a comfortable service game here. No stress, and tie this first set up. Ramsey still looking to apply the pressure. You know she's there to get it back every time. However,
Not that time you jinxed her.
Well, first serve is strong, yeah.
40 love.
Well, that's good serving by Anand. Game at love, and it's 5-all.
5 games all.
So from 5-3 to 5-5.
Yeah, and that's now that she's got to get that out of her head. You just might have heard a crowd person come on page. They know it's a pivotal moment for her here. She's played very well in this first set. Don't drop the ball at this point. Just keep the fight and the pace.
Man, what a point.
What a rally again. That had to be 24 shots.
Love 15.
A couple of what looked like winners off the racket, but both women are just chasing everything down.
Yeah. I'd like to see Paige sometimes on a few short balls in that rally get to it a little earlier. But she did work Meghna well, side to side and all over the place on that one. That was probably fatigue.
She tried to play that on the rise,
Love
and you
30.
heard her say, "What am I doing?"
Come back, Bubba. Come back. Come back. Thank you.
She really is coaching those ball kids.
Yeah, she's got a busy job today. So a dangerous game here for Ramsey.
Long on that first serve.
Anand has won a bunch of points in a row here. Ramsey's got to stop the train.
Nice shot.
There you go.
Good response. She asked herself in the last point, what is she doing? She found the
15,
answer.
30.
Big point here. And that's wide.
15, 40.
2 break point opportunities for Anand.
This is where you want to be humming ABBA right now.
The winner takes it all.
Yeah.
Yep. See Meghna Anand on that near end of your screen, just on top of the baseline. She'll step in further now as the
Oh, double.
Game and all.
double faults. And Meghna Anand has stormed back here from 3-5 to 6-5.
6 games to 5.
And she'll have a chance to serve for the first set.
Well, experience sometimes in the pressure moments shows itself. And some of the couple of errors from Paige there, and Meghna's been able to
Just turn it around,
capitalize.
huh?
Yeah.
So here's Meghna Anand now with a chance to serve for the first set. About 15 minutes ago,
It
that
did
would have
not look
seemed
that
unlikely.
good. That's
yeah.
right. Oh, don't leave. This is.
But give her credit. We've talked about the resilience of Ramsey. Here's Anand, who was down, and she just kept hitting the ball.
That's
hard and deep.
Yeah, and she hasn't, funny, in the second half of this game, done the thing she talked about doing, which was trying to bring Paige to the net more. And there have been a couple of opportunities where Paige was at the net.
This,
But-
for the most part, has been a
Yes, it's
baseline
been a
battle.
baseline battle,
Yeah.
definitely. But I think Meghna's very comfortable there, obviously, and so is Paige.
Boy, she had a great
15
return
all.
of serve there, but missed the easier forehand.
Yeah. And she was there and ready for it, too, you know.
all.
Error there from Anand. 15 all now. Trying to close out this first set on serve.
Kind of like a tiebreaker in the first set. Is that? It's been so good. It's
Yeah.
been so entertaining and enjoyable watching the level of play.
Well, it
and
feels like it should go to one, doesn't it?
it does. Not much separates these two.
Little flat forehand again from Anand, and a sliver of an opening here for Ramsey.
15-30.
It can be tough to serve out a set.
Can. It's a double.
And now 2 break
15-40.
points for Ramsey to send this to a tie break.
It's understandable, the nerves that they're feeling right now. It's a good serve.
And a remarkable
Game, Ramsey.
return, so deep. And Paige Ramsey at the right time here. Finds some form. It is 6-all. First set tie break coming. First
6
player to
games
reach
all.
7 points.
First set tie break.
You got to win by 2. And so the first set of this women's final comes down to this tie break. Well, Ramsey did come in there, and Anand framed the backhand, so Anand will be serving at love 1.
1-0. Ramsey. That's first serve. Two zero, Ramsey.
That forehand is flattened out a bit. That's 3 she's netted here late. And the first mini break of this tie break goes to Ramsey. Nice return of serve and 2 straight mini breaks. Early 3-love lead for
3-0.
Ramsey.
And was that
Ramsey.
another hit in the frame? Did she hit the frame
Yep.
again?
Ramsey really stepped into the return here. Boom.
Nice.
And then forced the error.
Fault.
Double fault Ramsey.
3-1, Ramsey.
It's her 4th here of the first set, and free point for Anand now serving at 3-1.
I think on that
4-1.
side of the court when she's on the, the sun in her eyes is,
4-1 now, Ramsey. 2 huge service points coming up for Meghna Anand. She needs them both.
shuffling back to that baseline, like she knows it.
Yeah, talking to herself a bit too.
Pressure on this second serve.
I guess. She missed. Now 1-5. And players will switch after every 6 points total.
Five-one, Ramsey.
Well, this Wagwalla Club's been hosting this event since the 1901, 1903, I think the women started playing.
Yeah.
Interrupted by the wars, of course, but such a great end of summer event to
Some of
finish
the
up
earliest
the
winners,
season.
too, had very formal names.
Yes, Mrs. Humphrey Jones,
That's
no
right,
relation. but
yes.
I think she was 1905, 06, 07, yeah.
Another unforced error by
6-1.
Meghna Anand,
Ramsey.
and really now the set on the racket of Paige Ramsey. She was up 5-3. Anand clawed back to 6-5, was serving for the set, was broken, and now it's all Ramsey in the tiebreak.
Playing with house money, too, really, with the 6-1 lead.
6-2,
And found the corner nicely.
Ramsey.
That's one set point save by Anand.
Nice serve. She dug that out, didn't she?
I guess. So Meghna Anand fights off 2 set points, and the story here has been the inability to serve
finish.
out the set.
6-3, Ramsey.
So Anand with 2 imperative service holds coming up here.
Well, and her first serves dropped off in this tiebreak. But momentum is on her side right now.
It is. Serving at 3-6, she can't afford a mistake, though.
That's one.
That was long. And the plot thickens now. 4-6.
Ramsey.
And now
6-5.
Paige Ramsey will serve at 6-5. Anand has fought off now 4 consecutive set points. And Ramsey's got to be wondering, what's going on here?
Don't let it slip away.
No.
Those were safe rallies, too, on both players' parts, you know, afraid to make a mistake. But sometimes you have to go for it when the opportunity jumps out at you.
So from 6-1 to 6-5, serving right here for the set. That's long.
6-all.
6-6, and they're going to change ends again.
You know, you don't hear a lot of energy from either of the players of a let's go or a no, or, you know, they're very flat emotionally, which might be the way they play, and it's good, but totally different than watching the men's, where the body language, the frustration, the excitement, you can see they're on the edge of their toes.
There's a stoicism for both of them here.
There very much is, but I kind of think if one of them would just have a release point of a scream.
Wow. Twists and turns here in this first set. You don't see a lot of players claw back from 6-1 in a tiebreak.
No, I've never seen it, but I'm sure it's happened. But
I saw Federer do it once against Roddick.
Well, that's Federer.
Yeah.
And Roddick, that'd be fun to.
It was good.
I might just try to find that on YouTube and watch it myself.
So Ramsey now serving at 6-all. She has lost 5 straight points.
She's got to be talking to herself right now.
Yeah, this first set really now in the balance. Here we go.
Sun's behind the cloud for a serve on this side, which is nice.
So you give Anand credit, she fought one off that hit the baseline and bounced oddly, right?
Yeah.
And now, set point, Meghna Anand. We played 1 hour and 8 minutes to get to this moment here.
I think last year's women's final, it was under an hour.
Right, different style this year. That's wide. And there's the first set for Meghna Anand.
What a turnaround.
From 6-1 to 8-6 in the tiebreak.
Didn't see that coming.
No, wins the first set 7-6. It takes 1 hour and 9 minutes. And that is a remarkable turnaround. And Paige Ramsey's going to have to sit down and figure out, have some ABBA and put that behind her as fast as she can. First set to the defending champion, Meghna Anand, looking for a three-peat here at the WAG. Second set is coming up.
You're watching the best source for local sports, Eastlink Community TV. Please visit eastlink.ca/local sports for our full schedule.
Hello, I'm Peter McCaskill, President and CEO of Invest Nova Scotia. We're proud to once again sponsor Maritime Made, because great things are happening here in Nova Scotia. And Maritime Made highlights the innovative companies making an impact here and around the world.
Maritime Made, Sundays at 7:30 on Eastlink Community TV 10 and 610. Available to Eastlink video customers.
Well, here we are back at the Wag-Walter Club. Men's final coming up, women's final underway right now. First set.
Plot twists there
Plot
a
twists.
lot.
Hitchcockian.
And we watched Paige for a while on her chair during the break, just kind of head in her hands, probably wondering what just happened.
So she was up 5-3, serving for the set, and in the tiebreak, I don't think I've. Man, from 6-1 to lose at 8-6, right?
Tough going. I think she might have, if she were to look back at it, say sometimes she played it too safe in that tiebreaker. She's been really aggressive on all of her baseline shots, just whipping that backhand and the forehand. And some of them didn't have the same pace. Now, could that be fatigue right now? Perhaps. But she has to just park that, and that's a tough, considering the lead she had.
My question to you: How do you park that one?
You just have to say, let me just keep enjoying this game. Let me play as hard as I can. Let me be that Labrador Retriever chasing down every ball.
Kind of go back to what got you here, right?
Yeah, she had a chance to win that. It didn't happen. She can do that again in the second set, right? But they're young. They're 17 years old, so I'm asking a lot to just, hey, park it, move on, enjoy this moment, enjoy the court, enjoy the fight. My God, you got to love the fight.
Here we go right here. It was really, boy, it was close, wasn't it? Same sort of winners, same sort of unforced errors. One ace for Anand. First serve percentage was kind of the same.
Yeah.
Very even
They're
first
so
set
even.
overall. Yeah.
They're so even. And to watch it when they're both playing the power game at the baseline, it's like this is just a regular Saturday rally for them that they're used to having, just like a practice. And but they're both so good, so talented. Magda's got to be breathing a sigh of relief. I mean, she didn't have the most comfortable first set there.
And she stole one. She really did.
She did steal it. She's and a curling term.
Yeah.
But now Paige has got to say, I'm playing well too, and I let that get away from me. Every tennis player lets a set get away from them, right? The loser always does. So she just has to get back to her game, get back in the moment, step into every shot.
Yeah, she's got
and keep whacking it.
A grinder style, so a grinder mentality will help here.
And she did so many things right in that first set. They both did. But it's tougher on Paige right now because she's down a set, and that she knows she had that set to win. And that's a big recovery.
Interesting how Meghna kind of went into don't miss mode there when she was down, and just kind of let things happen. Big serve there to start the second set.
Well, she knows Paige's game too, so she probably knows when she has to call up something big and when she can just keep a rally going for a while.
These two have met 3 times this summer. Prior to this, the record is 2-1 in favor of Anand.
And that one win that Paige did get off Meghna Anand probably has given her some confidence after taking a couple of years off of tennis in high school, that she hasn't missed a beat.
Just not quite as sharp.
She might be still thinking of that first set.
Yeah, I think you
let it go.
Still have some residue. It's hard to shake all of it.
Yeah. Well, tennis players are always talking to themselves all the time, or humming or doing something. So just my advice to her right now would be kind to yourself and the words you're giving yourself. The mental chatter you tell yourself has to be positive.
If you go back here, Colleen, she won the 7 straight points in the tiebreak, 4 straight here. So Anand on an 11-0 little stretch here. So Ramsey's got to stop the runaway train somehow.
Well, go back to what she did so well in the first set. I mean, she played so well, chased down every ball, kept the ball in between the lines.
So Meghna Anand, 7-6 in the first set. She holds serve with ease here to start the second. She is looking for a third straight Nova Scotia Open title, and there's a vista for you, Colleen.
Look at how gorgeous that is. It's just such a beautiful property.
We live in a good part of the world, don't we?
We really do. And this club is just a gem.
Well played and well thought up point there.
And it looked more like Paige, too, in that.
Just needs to get a foothold here in the second set and reset.
Easier said than done, but that's what she does need to do.
Great forehand. Back cross court.
Beautiful.
15 all.
Good angle there. Impossible to get to.
Yeah. Both racket speeds are so good, but boy, when Meghna whips it.
15-30.
Should mention first of two today on Eastlink Community TV. The men's final coming up at 6 p.m. featuring Danilo Varemicek. He is the defending champion against 16-year-old Kieran Miner, who is looking to become, I did some math, the second youngest ever to win the Nova Scotia Open. Phil Anderson would have him by about a month. That's it.
And Kieran's playing incredibly well. And what a lineup he had to beat to get through to the final with, great match against Travis McDonough, ageless Travis McDonough. And then a three-setter against Luke Saunders, and then Phil Anderson.
Yeah, he's beaten three of the greatest players in the history of the province.
That's a good, hard road to get to. And now he plays his coach and mentor. So
the old
coach would know a few weaknesses, wouldn't he?
The Luke Skywalker versus Yoda scenario. That'll be 6 o'clock, the men's final right here. It's Anand with a couple of break points here to start the second set. She's up 1-0 looking to take an early hold here. It's a good play back behind Meghna Anand. She hasn't done that much, and that's a way to wrong foot an opponent.
30-40.
Just long.
Just long. There's the mark.
Right off the line.
Oh no, it's being overruled.
Correction, the ball was good. Juice.
Might have caught the back of the line, according to Stephanie Reedy, and that's a big point for Paige Ramsey. Deuce now.
She's got an aerial there, I guess, the chair on.
Let's take a look here. On the super slow.
Ooh.
Yeah. Looked like a little error there. It's close.
I said, yeah.
Back of the line. We're going to call it
back of the line, too.
Yep.
Yeah, I'd call it back of the line. And that's a break for Paige.
There's a big forehand, though, from Anand.
advantage and on.
Another break opportunity here, early second sets.
Needs nerves of steel here.
Should correct myself. Men's final scheduled for 6 o'clock. I think we're going to go beyond with this, so it'll be in a reasonable amount of time following this one.
Okay.
In case this
It'll
goes
happen when
beyond
it
6.
happens, yeah.
That's right. Thank you.
You never know how long a marathon of tennis.
No, and these two
That
young
it-
women,
yeah.
boy.
It's been quite a show.
Ramsey fights off another break point here early in the second set. These are huge. She just needs that one service game to stop the momentum.
Well, her first final, you want her to rise to the occasion. The pressure's great. But she's had an amazing game so far, except for the tiebreak.
Another good rally there from Paige Ramsey. Nice and deep and forces the error. Has a chance to hold here.
Pressure always on.
Juice.
Good inside out forehand there from Meghna Anand forces the error. And we're back to deuce.
Safe serve there from Paige on that one.
Feel how big this game is early
Yeah.
on here? Yeah, you just...
So much pressure on the second serve here.
And if you watch Meghna Anand top
She
of your
moves
screen,
in.
yeah, she's creeping in just as the ball's in the air. Talked early on about the importance of Ramsey getting to the backhand side of Anand, and you see why. She has a
Killer
really,
forehand.
Oh man, when she times it, yeah.
It's a weapon.
Another break opportunity.
It's a nice serve from Paige. Great shot.
Yep. Back behind Ramsey this time. There's the break of serve. And it's Anand 2-love here, second
Anand
set.
leads 2
She won the
games to love.
first 7-6. Ramsey was thinking down the line, and instead Anand goes back cross court. Clever play.
And this is where the response from both players has to be, you know, of course, if you're Meghna, you're trying to go up 3-0, and Paige has really got to do a break here.
definitely a little long.
Doesn't it make you want to get out and play, Bruce?
Not against either of
Okay.
these two. No. And no. Yeah. Terrible experience, I think, playing either of these two. Boy, there's a big forehand from Meghna.
30 love.
Tennis is an interesting sport on TV. It's always on the big camera. You can follow the play, but it does, I'd say, 50% justice to the pace and the speed and the spin. You don't really get a sense of it until you're sitting courtside how hard these two young women are hitting it.
I find it like that in every single sport.
Yeah.
Yeah, I watch downhill skiing. It doesn't look that fast.
Right.
Right, they're
But
just
then when
going
you see
downhill.
them, right.
Until I
Yeah.
see the time, I go, that was fast.
But the spin that's on every shot and the
Oh, yeah.
pace and the purpose.
There's nothing like seeing anything live, as great as television is with all the angles and everything. Live is
30-15.
still an awesome experience.
Ramsey points
matter
up
what
and
the
says, I got a forehand too. That was beautiful. Watch her find the line here. Right down.
That's a great shot.
Yep. Ramsey pulls that one just wide.
Fatigue at this point for the players to find the energy and get quick energy and make sure you've got the right snacks out here to keep fueling the body in small doses, because they've run a half marathon already chasing after the ball, and it's
A lot of deep, grindy points too, right,
Yeah.
that wear you down. And there is the ace.
Anand leads 3 games to love. Second set by 1 set to love.
the train is leaving the station a bit here.
Well, with serves like that, what can you do?
Nothing. It's awesome that they have ball kids out here. And it'd be nice to see in more of the matches too, because it really helps the kids to be on court with these terrific players, to figure out what they can be doing in the future.
So there's Meghna Anand, who knows she really stole, and stole's the wrong word. She
Yeah,
worked hard
she's-
to get back in.
Yeah,
but
she stole that first set.
She did.
She stole it.
hey, Troy,
Thievery.
Troy, tell us what you're seeing from courtside here.
Seats of the match to Dave and Sue Linton, who won the prize. A nice little goodie bag provided by Eastlink with some goodies, some snacks to watch this match. A nice new water bottle. And Bruce and Colleen, you two are up there as well. Why don't you tell us how nice the view truly is from up top?
Well, we see the arm. I see a power boat going. I see great tennis. Fabulous day. Are there drinks with umbrellas that are coming their way as well? And can Bruce and I get one?
You can get one in about, we'll call it hopefully an hour. I'd love to see this one go deep here.
Oh, look at that view of the Northwest Arm. Never get tired of that arm view. Grew up sailing on it.
15 love.
Paige would love a quick service game here. Just get some momentum back.
Well, and sometimes to turn things around, you have to have that moment of how do I do it? What do I need to bring now? It's easy to do in hindsight 2 hours after, or when she watches this game.
15 all.
That one was long. Sun keeps coming out and heading back in behind clouds here. Makes it tough for service tosses, I
Really
think,
does.
especially from the side Anand is on. Shouldn't be much trouble for Paige Ramsey here. It's kind of behind her head.
Yeah. And that was maybe the first comment from Paige, maybe the second one just showing a hint of frustration.
Made the volley, made the overhead, but could put neither away. And you can see that she's not happy with her performance at the net there.
Well, that was I don't want to use the word weakness, but certainly Meghna alluded to that, wanting to get her to the net. Paige doesn't like being at the net, allegedly.
Had a great phone conversation with her yesterday, and she confirmed that she wanted to play this match from the baseline, dictate from back there, and keep as many balls in play as possible.
And she's done a good job of it. When your opponent knows that's the style you like, they're going to try to knock you off your game.
That's right.
Way off court sliding there to get that.
That was a
little off balance.
great forehand by Anand to pull her off court.
Yeah.
Now a commanding 4-love lead here in the second set.
Anand leads 4 games to love. Ball boy. Ball boy. Too many balls?
Tough to properly describe how this turned in that tiebreak. Huh?
It really did.
6-1.
Yeah, but I think that's where the tide did turn. And that's when the emotional response has to be a lot of positive chatter and forgetting about the past, letting it go. And just enjoy the grind of it all. You know, just keep grinding, which Paige does such a good job at. Forget about the score and just play with all your heart.
That's a beautiful backhand down the line. Ripped it.
Love 15.
See, the crowd here wants to see more tennis. They're trying to exhort Paige Ramsey.
Which is so nice to see.
It is. Get her back into this. That's just a textbook passing shot right there. Nice touch there.
Love 30.
Trying to get one of those breaks of serve back here.
She might be getting a little boost from the crowd, too. You hear that and you go, okay, they're with me.
Just leave it, ball boy. Go back.
Constantly coaching those ball boys.
Just pulls that backhand long.
15-30.
first really sort of shanked forehand from Anand in quite a while. And 2 break points now for Ramsey.
Such a reliable forehand that Meghna has. Not used to seeing her not making everything.
She missed about 4 or 5 straight to start the match and then settled in with it. Nice opportunity here for Paige Ramsey to get a game, get back into the second set.
Well, we didn't see the plot twist in the first set, so anything can happen.
A forehand pulled wide.
30-40.
These two played to get together in doubles at the Girls Under 18 Championships this summer and made it to the quarterfinals.
It's awesome.
Yep. Today they're head to head.
Yeah, they won the women's doubles here at the Open.
Excellent serve from Anand there, deep to the backhand with pace, and she has brought this back to deuce.
She's a very calm, confident presence on the ice. On the ice, we're not on the ice, we're on the court. I'm glad she's not a curler.
Thought you were doing a really deep metaphor there.
Advantage and on.
That forehand's pulled wide on the return. And from 15-40 down, Anand has fought back to have a game point here.
It's a recurring theme for Anand.
Juice.
Push on that second serve.
It's my kind of serve.
Don't think,
That's
don't
my
think
serve.
her toss was where she wanted
I
it
got
to
a
be.
push serve.
Remarkable retrieval skills, but eventually worn down by the forehand of Anand.
Advantage and on.
The audio of the shoes on the court, I love. Like, it's
Yeah.
just so. You can hear the slide, you can hear the.
Yeah, they're both working hard and really anticipating well.
Well, that might just be the comfort level of playing against each other and knowing each other's games, too. You can see sometimes they're anticipating it like they've seen the storyline before.
Right.
Game and on.
There's a hold for Meghna Anand and full control now. Second set, she is up
5 games to love.
5
Second set
games
by
to
1
love.
set to love.
There was a sliver there where it appeared that Ramsey had a chance to get at least a foot into this second set, but Anand bore down.
Yeah.
And that was a game away from a third straight Women's Open title.
Right on. Look at this view of the northwest arm, boat still in the arm, and the Lido, like you're in Greece, it's turquoise.
Second set, Colleen, 12 unforced errors for Paige Ramsey, only 5 for Meghna Anand. I think that's reflected in what we see here in terms of the 5-love lead. Yep.
It's just hard to park what happened in the first set for Paige Ramsey. I mean, she had a great first set and she let it slip away. And that is a really tough mental thing to rebound from. It's not easy. The second set is not an indication anywhere near the way Paige fights and plays. But now I'd play with reckless abandon. That's what I would do. I would just
Yeah, leave it out there, right?
leave it out there.
So here we go. Paige Ramsey has to hold serve to stay alive in this women's final.
Meghna Anand can sniff it now. This is where in curling you could shake hands if you wanted.
I don't think she was. I think she said, I'll get back here.
Yep. She gets there.
But so does Anand.
Beautiful point.
Yep.
Love 15.
Both quick.
Good athletes, huh?
Very, and really still so much more development ahead for them. They're so young.
Yeah, they'll get stronger. and-
They'll get stronger. Yeah. I don't know what their strength conditioning program's like away from tennis when you're combining that with high school.
That flat forehand has been her one recurring miss today. Obviously, it hasn't presented itself much here in the second set.
Fault.
Serve called long.
Mm-hmm. She was frustrated by the
in call.
Yes.
Yep.
30-15.
She had called it in. Reedy overruled, said it was out, and I think Anand would have happily played that point.
And all tournament, that's what you're doing because you're making those judgment calls yourself.
That's just wide. And now it's Anand who's just got a couple of deep breaths.
Well, that really is a train that might be leaving the station.
We can hear it. We can hear it.
Flushing Meadows, it's airplanes.
That really is, I think, if you had to rate it, that's the best shot of the match, the Anand forehand. And when she belts it and is precise with it, it's a really good weapon. And now back to deuce.
Juice.
Anand 2 points away now from her third consecutive Nova Scotia Women's Open. Won it at age 15, youngest ever to do it.
Amazing.
Then won it at age 16. Looking to three-peat at age 17.
Advantage and on.
Now championship points.
Cheers.
That's in the alley. Back to deuce.
Still alive, but on life support. I could just leave the first comment.
You like the stuff after the comma, though, don't you?
I do. I'm a comma person.
Yeah. That's pulled wide, and Ramsey's still alive here. Wide and game Ramsey. And this one not over. Anand's going to try to serve it out right here.
Anand leads 5-1. Ball boy. Wait, please.
She knows exactly what she should be feeling, how she's feeling, and the confidence of her past victories has got to give her a lot of confidence right now.
Just a superb get there from Ramsey to
Really?
make the return from Anand so tough after it looked like a winner.
Yeah. Well, that's her calling card, you know, just fight for every point and a lot of grit. It's a good calling card to have.
Yeah.
All. Ball boy.
Skips right off the line, and Paige Ramsey with some spunk here late.
$15.40.
First backhand, she kind of looked tight on there, Colleen. Didn't swing through it at all. And
right.
As we say, tennis is that rare sport. There's no time clock. You gotta finish it.
Yeah.
And that is game. So from 5-love to 5-2. And Ramsey will serve after they change ends.
Anand leads 5-2. Second set by 1 set to
So
love.
Colleen, what's going on in each player's head right now?
Well, I wish I could crawl in there and see myself, but I just think Paige in these last 2 games is playing just for the thrill, for the just she's there's no pressure. She's not expecting now to come back, really. She wants to, but she's playing freer. And Meghna, as she wants to win it out, gets a little bit just tighter in the moments, you know. So again, just always parking the score. You got to know the score, obviously, but just always, with every time you swing the racket, doing it with purpose and intention and what you've trained to do. Just let your body take over and tell your brain to go jump into the lake. Because you need to think, yes, but yet sometimes the brain starts working overtime and gives you thoughts that don't serve you well. So I love sort of Paige's back to playing how she played in the first set in these last two games, which is good to see, but the pressure was off of her here. She's still alive, and she's serving. Talk to me after this game.
Yeah, absolutely. Boy, if she can hold here, business is going to really pick up.
That's right.
Yep.
The drinks with the umbrellas will be coming.
You got to put them on hold, though.
I didn't know there was so much work going into the ball kit.
They're busy.
They are.
There's a tight back end from Ramsey now.
And her backhand's beautiful.
It
you know,
is,
I mean,
yep.
it's a money shot. Well, we're just seeing one match today. There have been hundreds of matches through this Nova Scotia Open, through all of the different age categories and levels. It's quite a super event.
That's just long as Ramsey hit her a real floater that really bounced up high.
Yeah, it did. She was well back. Would you say that was like she's 15 feet back from the baseline?
That
trying
ball
to
had
hit
so
that.
much topspin. Anand now 2 points away. And that slice backhand floats long. And Meghna Anand with 3 championship points here. There's the definition of hanging in.
Very good.
15-40.
Another championship point, Anand. Ramsey trying to fight it off. That ball's long. And it's over. Meghna Anand of Truro has won her 3rd straight Nova Scotia Women's Open.
They're good friends.
Good friends, and they played this match with such great sportsmanship
and intensity, really, for most of it, except for that tiebreak. But it was well played. I mean, it's nice to see 2 17-year-olds with such a great future ahead of them, and for Meghna Anand to win number 3 at this age. She can rewrite the record books if she keeps this up. Amazing job, by the way, from the Eastlink camera crew and truck. Beautiful to watch. All
this
the
team
angles.
doesn't mess around.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Great work, team, and great coverage to bring to Nova Scotians, as they, especially kids watching. 7-6-6-2.
Yeah, there it is there. So what we'll do is we're going to take a break here, and we're going to set up the court for post-game ceremonies, comments from the players, and the like. 7-6-6-2, Meghna Anand, the 2024 Nova Scotia Women's Open Champion. We are back in just a bit.
Where's Tommy? Tommy? Oh. Don't stop. Keep playing. Here we go. Here's the fun part.
Encouragement. Pass it on.
QMJHL Friday Night Hockey on Eastlink is presented by CarStar.
Eastlink Community TV is your home for the Quebec Maritime Junior Hockey League.
They score!
We're going to net. Fires, what a save! From face-off to final second, don't miss a minute of the 2024-2025 season.
For advertising opportunities on Eastlink Community TV, please email eastlinkTVads@eastlink.ca.
The philosophy of the company, to make good wine. That's our philosophy. Wine for that people can enjoy. Wines that anyone would be proud of to share with their friends. Yeah, basically, we make good wine.
Titans of Business on Eastlink Community TV, the program that gives you the chance to meet the people behind some of our biggest businesses.
His advice was good, from a conservative accountant. That's exactly what we should have done.
Yes.
But we didn't. We fired the accountant.
And an idea went off in my head that maybe I should find somewhere like a showroom to display these cars.
Titans of Business, coming this October to Eastlink Community TV.
It's the 2024 Gallagher Nova Scotia Tennis Open. The women's final now in the books. Meghna Anand, a 7-6, 6-2 win over Paige Ramsey, two 17-year-olds, giving us a great show here on a Saturday afternoon. Bruce Rainey with Colleen Jones. And Colleen, we saw something you hardly ever see. We'll talk about this first, though, the Eastlink shot of the game. And Meghna Anand, when her forehand got going second set, things like that happened. That was to break Paige Ramsey's serve, go up 2-love. She'd eventually go up 5-love and cruise to the 6-2 second set win. But keep in mind, in this match, Paige Ramsey played such a great first set, was up 6-1 in the tiebreak. And that's when Anand went to another gear, won 7 straight points to win the tiebreak, 8-6. And from there, tough for anybody to recover mentally,
No
right?
kidding. And Anand really, having been in this situation before, maybe not the way she had a clawback in that tiebreak, she just responded with such composure of keeping the ball in between the lines. She did make a lot of great winners in that second set. And Paige had a hard time parking the first set tiebreak. That she had it.
As we all would.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. But the way both played, and they strike the ball so well, so hard, so fast at 17. I just hope they continue on in the game, and that it's not the first time we see these two play against each other. And really, Paige Ramsey, her first final, nothing but great stuff and more to learn about sort of controlling. They all looked like they were controlling emotions really well. We did, as you called them, stoic is a good description, but to know when she has to park it and just stay in the moment.
What do you say we, courtesy of our stats guru, Sam Miner, take a look at final match stats here, and we'll see what kind of story they tell. Winners were, well, close.
Yes.
But it was Meghna Anand who cut down on the unforced errors in the second set. Talked about first servage percentage, and the break points won. Anand just a little better there as well. It all adds up to a 7-6, 6-2 win. I'll tell you, when this match was at its best, though, the quality was off the charts.
Really great to see their power game from the baseline. And again, it looks like the Stanley Cup coming out for them right now. But when you think about what the future, that these young women are just 17 years of age, they aren't even close to their prime in this sport, which is probably more like 25 to 30 is where you really start learning all of the mental side, all of the shots, get more tools in your toolbox. Beautiful to watch.
You know what? I love the way they played, too. It was really good respect on each side of the net. We want to go down to the trophy presentation now, courtside, with our host, Troy.
All right, thank you. Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining us here today on what is a beautiful day. My name's Troy Langstaff, and I was the host of our Eastlink broadcast today. Let's give another round of applause for our two finalists today. Before the trophy presentation, I'd like to invite up our Eastlink representatives today, Sean Mudge and Taylor Boutlier-Collins, to say a few words and then present our champion with the trophy.
Troy. I'd like to start by thanking our athletes, coaches, volunteers, organizers, and staff for today's event. None of this happens without your time, effort, and passion for the sport. Eastlink is a proudly Atlantic Canadian company and has been serving our customers for 50 years. We know that local sports are very important to the community, and we're very proud to support the 2024 Gallagher Nova Scotia Open.
Okay, I'd like to do the trophy presentation. Meghna, if you want to come up and accept your trophy. Yep, come on up. Yep. Oh, sorry. We'll invite Paige Ramsey, our finalist, up to the microphone for a couple questions. And Paige, first question for you. Down but not out in that second set. You had a lot of big shots, and the crowd reacted well to them, maybe give you a little bit of motivation. But what did that do for you mentally down in that second set, making some nice shots and hearing it from the crowd?
Well, I would say definitely the crowd helps, of course. Thank you guys for coming out. I mean, 5-0 down. It's pretty hard to come back from that, but you guys help. Thank you for coming.
A lot of tennis played for you this week. 7 matches this was in just 6 days. Reflecting now on this long week, what are you most proud of?
Not giving up. I would say throughout this week, it's a long battle. You're here every day. Everybody's here every day. The court crew, the ball crew, it's crazy. And just coming, showing up, giving your full. It's hard, but that's what I'm most proud of. Just keep trying every day.
Paige Ramsey, your finalists, everyone. Okay, Meghna, 3 years ago you were the youngest champion, and now you've rallied off another 2. 3 in a row. You were the 3rd woman since 1965, I believe it was, to win 3 in a row. It might be difficult to kind of grasp that stat, an incredible feat, but how special is that to you?
It's really special, like, okay. It's really special to me. It's really hard, a lot of hard work to get one of these Nova Scotia Open titles, and I'm just really proud.
We'll go back to the first set, down 6-1 in the tiebreak. You rally back to claim that first set. What's going through your head? What are you saying to yourself to stay focused in that moment?
Well, I was just telling myself it's fine if I lose the set. Like, I have another set to go, just keep going. Like, we'll see what happens, and I just won 7-5. So I'm really proud that I came back 6-1 down from 6-1 down, or 8-6. I won 8-6. Yeah.
Meghna Anand, your women's singles champion, everyone. Thanks again for joining us. We have the men's singles match coming up here shortly. It was pushed a little bit because of a phenomenal match, but thanks again for joining us, everyone. Bruce?
All right, Troy Langstaff courtside with our finalist, Paige Ramsey, our champion, Meghna Anand, for the third straight time. Final thoughts from our champion to my right, Colleen Jones.
Meghna just said it was interesting when she was down in that tiebreak, and she said, it's okay if I lose this set. Again, that's probably the right attitude to say, I'm just going to play. I'm just going to see how this unfolds. Like, she wasn't putting pressure on herself to win the next point and the next point. She talked about, then I have the next set. That's a great attitude to have. And I also love that she recognizes how hard it is to win this championship, because it is, I mean, you know, they've played, yes, all the singles games, but they've played doubles and mixed doubles, and probably even played parent-child. So they play a lot of other tennis outside of singles. So to see their level and quality and their intensity, I also liked what Paige was saying, that she knew she got into that hole in the second, and that the response from the crowd helped her know it was okay to just keep playing, which is terrific. I mean, this is a hard one. That was a hard first set for her to lose, and it would have been a different outcome probably if she had won it.
Two young players, wise beyond their years. It's been a pleasure
Very
to
wise.
share the mic with you. A little fist bump?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, don't leave me hanging.
Yeah, great.
Not on
almost
Eastlink.
did.
Yeah, you almost did. That's a wrap of the women's final. Stick around. They're going to work on the court and get it set for the men's final coming up.
That'll be a show.
I would say in about 20 minutes from now, probably. 16-year-old Kieran Miner and defending champ Danilo Rimacek coming your way on Eastlink. For the great Colleen Jones and Troy Langstaff courtside, and our director Matt Morris, the entire superb Eastlink crew who do a wonderful job with local sports here in Nova Scotia. I'm Bruce Rainey saying thanks for watching this. Stick around. The men are to come on Eastlink Community TV.
Great working with you again,
Yeah,
Brucey.
it was fun, huh?